the top of the Walltalker surface. Mount the plastic clips to the wall with the supplied flathead 7/8 inch screws. The barbs should point upwards at a slight angle. Similar size screws and wall anchors may be used in areas where studs or solid backing is not easily accessible. Mount the aluminum extrusion, making sure the open slot with the rollers exposed is facing down. Align the open slot on the back of the extrusion with the barbs of the plastic clips. Press the aluminum in tight. The barbs will lock it into place. Clean the rail and any marks that have been made on the wall. Tack rail installation. Let's move on to the tack rail. Begin by opening the box and examining the tack rail and the tack wall insert to make sure it's in good condition. Lay out the work to be completed, including all parts, along the base of the wall. Walltalkers supplies the extruded aluminum housing, tack wall insert, and end caps. End cap screws are also included. They are number 6 by 1/2 inch flathead sheet metal screws. Here's what you'll need to supply for the installation: miter saw, screwdriver, tape measure, drill, drill bits, wall anchors, level, chalk line, hammer, rubber mallet, ladder, and drop cloth. Measure the wall and tack rail to see if the rail needs to be cut. If so, cut the factory edge off one side of the aluminum extrusion. Mark the rail and cut it to size using a miter saw with a fine-tooth carbide tip blade. Make sure to deduct 1/16 inch for each end cap, 1/8 inch overall for both end caps. Place the aluminum extrusion on the wall at the desired location. If using the tack rail in conjunction with the Walltalkers, the tack rail should overlap the top of the Walltalker surface. Use a level to make sure the tack rail is level on the wall. With a pencil, make a very light mark on the wall at the bottom of the aluminum, one near each end. Snap a chalk line between the marks. Locate and mark the metal or wood studs along the level line. Do not mark holes within 5/8 inch from the end of the tack rail to make room for the end caps. If studs cannot be located, wall anchors using similar size mounting screws may be used every 16 inches. Transfer the stud locations from the wall onto the aluminum extrusion. Drill 3 32 inch holes at each transferred mark, making them slightly larger than the screw being used. Mount the aluminum extrusion to the wall. Use a number 6 by 1 1/4 inch screw at each hole location. Insert the tack wall material, making sure the material is fit evenly within the aluminum housing. You may need to use a hammer and wood block or a rubber mallet to tap in the tack wall insert. This next step you'll need to complete twice, once for each end cap. Place an end cap on one end of the tack rail system. Mark the center hole on the tack wall material. Remove the cap and drill a 3 32 inch hole through both the tack wall and the aluminum housing. Place the cap on the end and align the holes. Screw in place with the number 6 by 5/8 inch sheet metal screw. Repeat this step again for the second end cap. Clean the rail and any marks it may have made on the wall. Walltalkers is one division of RJF International Corporation.